microphone takes a little getting used to, I know. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. So welcome to everybody. We are gathered here to celebrate the joining, the union really, of union of Nina and New here. And certainly picked a beautiful day, I think, and a beautiful surroundings for this sort of thing. We're actually quite blessed to be part of this intimate and very personal decision that they've made, this commitment that they want to make to each other, and they've decided to make it in front of all of us. So we're really quite blessed to be part of this new chapter in their life as it begins today. From the book of Mark, chapter 10, we read, "But at the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. And so for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother to be united with his wife, and the two will become one flesh. And so they're no longer two people, but one flesh. And so therefore, what God has joined together, no one can really separate." Sound good? You got that? Okay, great. So how this whole story began, how this whole thing happened, was that it was back in the fall of 2019, back at St. Cloud State University. They met through their cultural club, the Caron Student United Association, and they quickly formed a rather meaningful connection. They just kind of hit it off right away. Now, Nina, who was serving on the club's board, hosted study groups that New often attended, and their shared interests and easy conversations of the whole thing laid the foundation for something really deeper, something special. And that bond deepened even further when they were paired together in a skit that included a dance. Do y'all remember how that dance went, by the way? Think you could repeat it? No? Okay. But it was an experience that brought them closer and added a spark to their growing relationship. Their first date was a charming mix of ice skating on campus and grabbing a bite to eat at Gilberto's during Halloween week. And from that point on, they were inseparable. Whether it was attending every At-Word After Dark events to making quirky art and collecting souvenirs, going on long walks, watching movies, or studying side by side, they just found a lot of joy simply in being together. And soon they were seeing each other nearly every day. And this even continued after Nina graduated and moved down to Rochester, and New never let distance get in the way of things. He always found a way to make it work, proving that love doesn't fade, it actually adapts. I'm going to have to write that one down. I'm going to use that in the future. And so together they've navigated life's milestones hand in hand, graduating, starting new jobs, buying a car, building a home. And through every challenge, they've shown resilience. And through every triumph, they've celebrated with laughter and with love. And in October 2024, that's when New proposed to Nina here at Pioneer Park in Stillwater, Minnesota. And it was as the sun rose. Oh, I could just picture this. As the sun rose over the breathtaking scene of the St. Croix River, it was a perfect moment for those two who also cherish watching sunrises and sunsets together. It was a quiet, yet radiant beginning to the next chapter of their journey. A reading from a gentleman named Robert Fulghum, and he writes about marriage this way. He says, "You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment, and at some point you decided to marry. And from that moment of yes to this coming moment of yes, indeed, you have been making commitments in an informal way. It was all those conversations that were held in a car or over a meal or during long walks, all those conversations that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will, and all those late night talks that included words like someday and somehow and maybe, and all those promises that are really unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. So the symbolic vows that you're about to make to each other are really a way of saying to one another, all those things that we've experienced and promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. So look at one another right now and remember this moment in time. Because before this moment, you have been many things to one another. You've been an acquaintance, a friend, a companion, a lover, a dancing partner, and even a teacher, because you've learned so much from one another these past few years. And shortly, you're going to say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and then things between you will never be quite the same. Because after today, you will be saying to the world, this is my husband. This is my wife. Now understand you have vows to read? Okay. So no, if you go first, traditionally. I'll hold the mic for you. Okay.
Nina Johnny, my love. I feel so blessed to be standing here with you today. You've shown me your kind and loving heart in more ways than I can imagine. In the way that you take care of me when I'm sick, which is more often than I'd like to admit, or how you believe in me, even when I don't believe in myself. And also in the way that you are my strength when I am weak. Because with you, I found safety, and I've learned what love is truly meant to feel like. And I can't imagine life without you by my side. We are different, but also the same in many ways. And I think that's what makes our love so unique. Our different interests let us support each other and grow, where our common interests allow us to show a deeper bond. I love that we can just be ourselves together. As it's written in 1 John 4:19, we love because he first loved us. This verse reminds me that God calls us to love each other in the way that he loves us. So that is how I will strive to love you. So here's my promise to you. I will love you unconditionally, with all of my heart and all of my soul, with all that I am. To support you and to care for you till our final breath. And to always remind you how big of a blessing you are in my life. I know that marriage is a big step in life with endless uncertainties, but I know I'm ready because it'll be with you. You are my biggest blessing in life, and I will love you way after forever.
My love, if someone had told me back in August 2019 during Main Street on campus that I'd one day marry this tan, athletic, and ridiculously handsome guy, I wouldn't have believed them. But nearly 6 years later, here I am, moments away from calling you my husband. And I wouldn't change a single step that brought me here. Before I met you, I never knew it was possible to love someone so deeply and be loved with such unwavering care in return. You make being your partner feel effortless with the way you fiercely protect me and love me so wholeheartedly. There are quiet moments when I look at you and ask God how I got so lucky. And every single day, I thank him for the miracle of you, for the way you love me, for the man you are, and for the life we get to build together. Your parents raised someone truly extraordinary, and I know that one day our children will look up to you the way I do, with admiration, awe, and a heart full of pride. Thank you for being exactly who you are, intelligent, calm, steady. Thank you for being my safe place, my greatest adventure, and the reason the world feels a little less frightening and a lot more like home. So today, in front of everyone we love, I vow to cherish you, stand beside you every season, and to grow with you in every way love allows. I promise to keep choosing you again and again with the same joy, the same certainty, and the same quiet thrill I feel in this moment. I vow to honor your heart, to nurture your dreams, and to hold your hand through every twist and turn of this life. And as we step into this next chapter, know this: My heart is yours, entirely, endlessly, without hesitation. Without condition, with every beat, for all the days we're given.
Beautiful. Thank you. And do we have rings? Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, we have just two questions for both of you, and I'll start with New. So then, New, do you then promise to love Nina and respect her, to share your life and dreams, to build with her a home that is a place of love, happiness, commitment, and growth?
I do.
And do you also promise to be a companion to her in all of her successes and failures, all of her happiness and sadness, and to always give her your unwavering support, and above all else, give her the freedom to be herself?
I do.
Place the ring on her finger. Okay, Nina, same two questions. So then you, Nina, do you then promise to love New and respect him, to share your life and dreams, to build with him a home that is a place of love, happiness, commitment, and growth?
I do.
And do you promise also to be a companion to him in all of his successes and failures, all of his happiness and his sadness, and to always give him your unwavering support, and above all else, the freedom for him to be himself?
I do.
Place the ring on his finger. There. Then we have the bonsai tree.
Yeah.
We're doing it? Okay. Now we have a little extra something here in this celebration. We have a bonsai tree off to the side here that I believe these two are going to add water to. Is that right? Yeah, go ahead. You can step over there. And this bonsai tree is, as some of you may know, is something that takes some time to cultivate, and you get to shape it as it's a work of art. And it's very much a symbol of marriage, too. Marriage is something that two people shape and nurture and care for, and it is also a work of art.
Got so close to giving up, and you walked in and you gave me all I needed.
Beautiful.
Broken hearts ain't hard to find. Thank God that you found mine. I tell you things nobody knows. You know that I died to keep you close. You're the closest thing to.
All right. Would you like to join hands, perhaps? And take a deep breath. In fact, everybody take a deep breath, because this is the time. So, because you have said your vows that you have written from your heart to one another, you've exchanged your rings as tokens of the earthly appreciation that you have for one another. You've begun this bonsai tree project over here, and you've done it all in the presence of your friends and family and under the watchful eyes of God. By the powers vested in me in these United States, and under the watchful eyes of God, there's not much more for me to do for you two right now, but simply, officially, and quite happily declare you as, in fact, husband and wife, and you may kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, will you stand up and cheer, please, for the new Mr. and Mrs. Booth?
105 is the number that comes to my head when I think of all the years I wanna be with you. Wake up every morning with you in my bed. That's precisely what I plan to do. And you know one of the